Well, I've never been to an AFL-CIO National Convention. It's been a wonderful experience. I was thrilled to see President Obama yesterday. We have a great table, and so we're about 40 feet away from him while I was speaking, and I think it's the first time in my life I was really in awe of somebody while they were speaking. It's been just a fantastic experience. I think all the resolutions that are in are obviously great. They're about diversity, they're about the Employee Free Choice Act. They're talking about just equal rights for all workers, whether you're in a union or not, and how the labor movement helps everybody, which I've always agreed with. And I think they're just really reinforcing that, we need to get that Employee Free Choice Act passed. We need to, treat everybody with equality and respect, and that the union doors are open for anybody.
This year, there is such a feeling of unity, and there is a feeling of strength that is very different from 4 years ago. Thanks to the new alliance process and other things that the resolution that I spoke to talked about, we are stronger than we were 4 years ago. And you hear over and over again at this convention about the important role that the state and local movements make to the overall work of the movement.
For me, I think the most energizing part of it is that Liz Schuler is going to be the Secretary-Treasurer, which is not only a woman in an important position for the AFL-CIO, but a young woman. She's 39 years old. She'll be the youngest to serve as Secretary-Treasurer, man or woman. That's huge. And then all of the talk about making sure that there's room for new leaders and the new generation of workers. And that's also exciting, because if the labor movement wants to survive, they're going to need to organize new workers.
I was really surprised, actually, at what I found here, because I thought, I've been to conventions before, but never at a national level. And I was like, okay, basically it's going to prevent me from getting work done, right? I have to be out of the field for a week. But there was great value in it. I mean, there was a lot of conversations about the new generation. Of course, being a younger person myself, that's kind of where my heart is to make sure that the labor movement keeps going. And I saw that here. I saw that in the speakers, and I saw that with the election of the first woman Secretary-Treasurer of the AFL-CIO, and she's under the age of 40. I mean, it was just a really exciting time.
Thank goodness it lacks, political undercurrents and infighting and tension, and instead it's totally focused on the things that we need to be focusing on. The debate right now is on healthcare, the number one thing that workers need, and the debate also is on support for immigrant workers so that they don't become pawns for corporate greed, and working for corporations that don't value them as human beings.
I'm struck by, and it just happened one of the last resolutions debating, was a state Fed president from North Dakota getting up and vehemently demanding the rights of immigrants in our country to be here and be legalized. You wouldn't expect that necessarily out of someone from the Great Northern Plains. And a black woman who's the president of an ASME local in California also standing up and defending the rights of immigrants to be in our country, and the need to organize them.
The breakout sessions that we had were all very good. I participated in the organizing breakout session with Maria Elena Durazo, who was facilitating the particular breakout, and talking about the Employee Free Choice Act, and once it gets passed, are we going to be ready to organize in our communities? And as unions, we talked about having a culture of organizing within our organization.
So the whole discussion of jobs here is very important because a lot of things get taken care of when people are making good, union wages, especially, and healthcare. Although the healthcare discussion fits into the jobs very well, because if they slow down the costs to union members of healthcare, get other people covered under healthcare, it's going to have an impact on negotiations, that you can actually maybe have a hope of getting a wage increase rather than just trying to hold your healthcare, which is what's happened in the last 4 to 6 years, 4 years especially.
We got to heal our healthcare now. We really do. It's sick. If we get more people out in the streets, I truly believe that's our only answer. People will start coming together again rather than going to the polls. Been working with our sisters and brothers in the other healthcare fields, and really been trying to talk up the people here is like selling to the choir, or, preaching to the choir, but trying to energize them to go home, send their message, really working at that, and trying to hit all the little pockets of people that we can. And because let's face it, as nurses, we have a responsibility to healthcare. We really do.
John Sweeney has done a great job for the Federation, and we know Rich Trumka is going to be a great president. And we think under his leadership and the work that's been done, we're hopeful that John Wilhelm being here means Unite Here will come back in. Hope maybe the laborers will come back in. I hope some other folks consider coming back in the Federation. We need one trade union center, one movement, with all of us working together to get what we need to do for America. Better jobs, better education, better health care for our members, our families, and all our neighborhoods.
The doors that John Sweeney helped open, Rich Trumka and the rest of us are going to be running through it. And we're going to make changes. I mean, big changes, their spirit, heart. The labor movement's got to have heart. If you don't have heart, you don't got nothing. Who wants to do business? You got to have heart to put it into business to make things accomplished. And that's what he did. And you see a whole different convention. And that's going to be good for the unions, because that means we're connecting with the working class. And when we connect with the working class, you can only have victories. So I'm very excited about this convention.